Hi, everyone. Today we are going to start a new focus topic titled Native Americans. And we're going to start reading a new article a day. But before we do that, let's take a look at our focus word for the week. Our focus word for the week is the word tribe. Now, when you hear the word tribe, how many syllables do you hear in that word? Tribe. So let's clap it out. Tribe. Tribe. Yeah, there's only one syllable in the word tribe. And when we try and stretch out that word tribe, what sounds do you hear in the word tribe? Let's try and say all the sounds that we hear. Okay, let's see. The first sound you heard was tr, tr. And what's the next sound in tr? I, b. Right, we hear that long I sound. And what's the last sound you hear? Tr, I, b. Good, you hear that b sound. And we have our silent E at the end. That's how we know that the I is a long I sound that says I. All the long vowels, remember, say their name. So let's take a look at the word tribe. And I want you to think about if this word looks or sounds like any other word in another language. All right, readers. So now let's take a look at our Meaningmapper. Take your Meaningmapper out now. And let's think of our focus word, tribe. Now, a tribe is a group of people, families, or villages that share the same language, social customs, and ancestors. So when you hear the word tribe, what word does that make you think of? What word does it remind you of and why? Take a minute and jot that down on your Meaningmapper now. So when I hear the word tribe, it makes me think of the word language, because people that are in the same tribe or in the same group probably speak the same language. So I added language to connect to our focus word, tribe. All right, readers, let's keep our focus word of tribe in our minds as we read our article a day. Our article a day is titled The First Americans. Now, think about this title. What do you think this article will be about? Well, I was thinking about the word first, and I know that sometimes when you have a race, someone might come in first, and then there's the second and third. So they're saying that we're going to be reading about the first Americans. That means that they were there first. So let's see what we find out about the first Americans in our article a day. Okay, so I see this map here, and I'm not sure what all these colors on the map are for, but underneath it, in the caption, it says Native Americans lived all over North America. So this must be a map of North America. Let's read and find out more. The home country of Americans is the United States. Who were the first Americans? Native Americans were the first Americans. They lived all over North America. They lived in groups called tribes. So this must be a map of all of the different tribes. Each color must be a different tribe and where they lived in North America. And these colors over here in our key must tell us which tribe represents each color on the map. Wow, that's a lot of different tribes of Native Americans who were the first Americans living in North America. Let's see what else we found out as we're reading about the first Americans. The tribes lived off the land. They grew food. They hunted animals. They made clothes. They built homes. Wow, so this must be them growing food and hunting animals. And this must be some of the homes that they built. Wow. Later, other people moved to North America. They came from Europe. When they arrived, they found the Native Americans already on the land. Today, people from all over the world live in the United States. Native Americans live in the United States too. So this is Europe on our world map, and that's where people moved from to North America, where the Native Americans were already there. So this must be what it may have looked like when the people from Europe moved to North America and met the Native Americans that were already on the land. And this looks like where we are today. And these maybe are some Native Americans today. So let's see what else we find out, readers. And think about all this information that we learned. And let's take out our book of knowledge. And we want to think about 2 or 3 things that we learned from this article that we can write down or draw. So you can use this sentence frame if you like, that Native Americans, in addition, they, Take a minute now, readers, and jot down what you learned in your book of knowledge. So I took out my book of knowledge, and using my Post-it, I am going to fill in this sentence frame. So what could I write about the Native Americans? Well, I'm thinking that I think it's most important to know that Native Americans were the first people living in America, living in the United States. So I'm going to write that Native Americans were the first, first people, were the first people living, in America. What else could I write that I thought was important to know? In addition, which means to add on, I think it's also important to know that since they were the first people here, they had to hunt for their own food. So let me write that down. They had to hunt for their own food. Food. So I jotted down that Native Americans were the first people living in America. In addition, they had to hunt for their own food. So every time we read, we want to think about what was important that we learned about our article a day. Readers, now let's take our meaning mappers back out. And we're going to take another look at our focus word, tribe. And I want you to think about another word that you can connect to the word tribe or the other words in our meaning mapper. Take a moment to jot down that word now. As I was thinking of the word tribe today, and after reading our Article-A-Day of the first Americans, I was thinking of the word native. And I connected that to the word tribe because these Native Americans are called Native because they were the first people, the first group living in the area that we now call New York. So I connected the word Native directly to our focus word tribe. Thanks for joining me today, readers, as we read our Article-A-Day about our focus topic, Native Americans.